Hey everybody, it's Krystal Welch, Triple Diamond Distributor for It Works Global. I decided to do an Instagram training because we had a training at a meeting a couple weeks ago and there were several people that missed it, so I thought I would do it on here so more people can get involved and kind of learn a little bit more about Instagram. Before I get going, I just want to make sure that everybody can see me on the live feed. So give me a second here. It looks like I'm there. And if you guys just want to comment below and let us know that you're checking in so that I can kind of see who's on with us. And if you have questions along the way, I will touch base every few minutes just to kind of see if there are questions that pop up, because this is live, so we can answer those questions as we go along. Instagram has been a great tool to help many people build their businesses, and so it's much more than just roses and puppies and oceans and things like that. And it's really cool because it is all about images. So you can really market your business on this social media platform. So I have a little presentation that I've put together, and then I will actually go into some of the web desktop applications that you can use and show you a couple of examples of some good Instagram pages that you can kind of get some ideas of what I mean by having a really good profile and good images and things like that. So if there are no questions, I think we will go ahead and get started. I'm just going to peek here. Nope. Okay. So give me a second. All right. So this is just really some basics about Instagram. Some statistics per se. There are 20 million users on Instagram, which is just crazy. 65% of them are actually outside of the US. And you will see about 1.6 billion likes daily and about 60 million posts or photos, I should say, uploaded to Instagram every day. So with those kind of numbers, you definitely want to have a presence on Instagram because, like I said, with people being so visual nowadays, that's, you want to be able to get your material out there so people will know who you are and what you're doing. All right. So the first thing is creating a nice bio. Your bio, I've seen people that have nothing there, or, they'll just have just their name. You really want to tell people who you expect from your page. So here I've put who I am, kind of what I do. Most people don't know what Triple with It Works is going to be, but that's okay. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a part of a sorority, Zeta Phi Beta. I'm a trainer. I do, trainers. That comes from my background as in education. Obviously, an entrepreneurial. I love to travel. I love food. And then I have my phone number and my website. So places that they can contact me. And that contact part down there, you can change that up. If you're having maybe some type of training or a webinar or something like that, you can actually put that link there so that when you're contacting people, you can just say, check out the link in my bio. So that link can really be kind of your call to action of what to tell people to do. The other thing, and I don't remember if I have this later on or not, is that you definitely want to make sure that your profile is public. Because if it is private, then when you start using hashtags and stuff like that, then people won't be able to see those hashtags. They have to be public. Only the people that are following you at that time will see those hashtags if you are private. So if you are operating your business and working it with Instagram, you definitely want to have a public profile so people can see what's going on and that your business is open, and you know, so that they can want to know if they're going to follow you or not. So this, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what you could do as far as linking to different pages with Instagram and your description and stuff. So the first shot just really shows you, you know, when you write your caption, you can actually tag other people in the photos. And so if you're trying to grab somebody else's attention, you can tag them in that photo, or if it really is a picture of somebody else, you can tag them in that photo, and it will show up in their personal Instagram. Not everybody else is going to see, you know, that they're tagged in your photos unless they go to a specific spot. But you can tag people. You can also add a location. And so, you know, I've customized a couple of locations. I think we have a one for, like, you know, just home, and it's not actually, you know, it doesn't actually have our address or anything. But, you know, then we have our website, or when I do trainings like this with my team or opportunity events or something like that, then I'll put, you know, the 22s.com/Welch wraps. So you can change that to be wherever it's supposed to go. The other cool thing is you can link this to other social media sites. So you can link it to Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr or Flickr, whatever other social media platforms you use. When you go to post here, you can click those buttons down there that say those things and connect them. First, you actually have to connect them in your profile so that, you know, all the systems are connected. But then once you do that, then you're able to kind of kill two birds with one stone and post in multiple places. And that's really good for time management and being a little bit more efficient. So there's that. Now, I will just tell you, me personally, I do not share everything to Facebook as I do on Instagram. I think I post probably more on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And so some things I do choose to share over in Facebook, and some things I don't. It really just depends on what I'm posting. The other thing about Instagram is that you really want to make sure that you have great pictures. You know, you don't want your pictures to be blurry or where you can't see anything. And you want to watermark your pictures. So if they are your pictures, that's really important. Don't watermark other people's pictures that you've borrowed. You know, they have to be your pictures that you have created. And so you can see this one, you know, I just made an example of how we try that crazy wrap thing. And then I have @Welch wraps at the bottom, or I will do #Welch wraps. Or now I have a little what's the word? Monogram that one of my amazing friends created for me. She's a graphic designer. So now I put that on a lot of my images. So, you know, there are different things that you could do to watermark your pictures. The other thing is, you know, have pictures that tell you to do something. So give you like a call to action, like double tap if you like this, or like I saw Mark Pentecost posted on Facebook earlier today to tag someone that you think is a great leader. So that's a call to action, telling them to do something. And then also just sharing your lifestyle. I mean, it's very similar to what you would normally do on Facebook as well, but sharing your lifestyle, telling people, you know, kind of sharing what you do and who you are. I think, I wasn't ready for this yet, but that's okay. You know, taking ordinary pictures and making them extraordinary. you know, just like that cloud picture is, you know, kind of boring by itself, but then you add some images or words on top of it, then that makes it, you know, more eye-catching or eye-popping, makes it stand out a little bit more. You can also, if you post, you know, a drink or something, say what that drink is. You know, don't just post the drink. You know, people want to know what's in it. Now, sometimes I will post the drink and ask, are you curious about what's in it? Because you want people to engage with you and ask questions and things like that. So, you know, that's one reason why I don't actually add that. But I'm going to give you a few apps that you can use to do stuff like this, put your words over your pictures and make things look a lot more cool, you know. So this is the page I thought I was coming to. So this is just a little bit of some of my profile timeline. I don't know what they call it in the Instagram world, but you know, you, like I said before, you want to share your lifestyle. So you know, I have, you know, images of at work stuff. I have before and after pictures. I have, you know, me and Jamie dancing, you know, me on the couch chilling, Jamie sleep on the couch. I mean, there's quotes, just whatever. You want you want this to be like a magazine that you are creating. And so what are your readers, what are they looking at? And so you know, that's why you want to make it really eye-catching and make it stand out a little bit. So that's what you want to do as far as, you know, like I said, watermarking your pictures and things like that. Now, you'll notice like the lip picture that's there. I don't have my website or anything anywhere on there because I didn't personally create that picture. But whereas another picture down below, this other before and after picture, I do have the website on that image because I actually created that picture from one of my customers' before and after pictures. So things like that is what I mean. Like, you don't want to watermark pictures that aren't necessarily yours. So that's just what I mean by that, in case you were curious. All right. So here are some apps that you can use. This is actually a screenshot of my phone, and right in the, I don't know if you guys can see me move this mouse at all. I think maybe you can, but at the top here, there's a little folder. When I open that folder, it's all my apps that I used for Instagram. And so I just gave you a few here, but you know, this is my folder so I can get to all those apps very quickly. You know, PhotoGrid is probably one of my favorite apps because that's one that you can do a single image and write on it, or you can do it in a collage. And then Pick Collage is another one that I really love because, you know, you can make the background, the whole, you know, background one image, which I like that too because, oh yeah, you can see my mouse moving. I see it on the screen. So there are just, you know, Pick, Play, Post. That is like a collage app, but it also allows you to put video in one of the boxes, which is kind of cool because, you know, video is really popular too. Flipagram, that allows you to put several pictures, and then even pick frame. So, I mean, a lot of people have different apps that they use to, you know, customize their images and things like that. So do whatever you know, usually like, but these are just to give you some ideas of some other apps. I'm just going to check and see if there are any questions while we're on here. I think this is a good place to kind of see. I think there are a couple other apps on the next slide too. Yeah, there are. So if you do have questions, go ahead and type them in the comments below. And like I said, I'm happy to answer those. But here are some other apps that you can use as well. You can Insta size is a good one because that one's going to, I see a lot of people that try to repost an image and half of the image is missing because it didn't fit into that little box when you put it on Instagram. And so Insta size is one that you would go into Insta size and post your picture, pull your image up in there, and then when you go to share it to Instagram, and it will fit the size that you need. There's another one, I think it's called Square something. I can't remember exactly. But there's that one. Insta repost is also one that I really like because that's where you can repost other people's images. So like, I business wise, I don't recommend, you going and reposting a whole bunch of other business people's, other It Works people's Instagram posts. But for me, like, I will repost something that my husband posted that I like, or maybe, we are at a party or something and someone tags me in a post and then I can repost it from there, things like that. So, but that's another way for you to kind of get those images out there. Over is an app where you can write. One of my favorites is Word Swag, because you can change your words into all kinds of things. And the examples that I have here are all Word Swag. And I purposely left the bottom there so you can see, you can change the colors and all that kind of stuff. Insta quote, that's another one. Like if you have a cool quote you want to put, or you think of something yourself and you want to just have it in some cool writing, you can do that too. So lots of different apps that you can use to make your images stand out, because that's the big thing, is that you want your magazine to be unique. I'm starting to see a lot of profiles, especially It Works profiles, that are all starting to kind of look the same. And you definitely need to make sure that yours stands out and it's not the same as everyone else's. So keep that in mind when you start to, if you're not really using Instagram that much and you're starting to, really post on there, is you don't want your magazine to look like everybody else's. I know Shape magazine doesn't want to look like Men's Fitness magazine, or Oprah's magazine doesn't want to look like Rachel Ray's magazine. So make your magazine, quote unquote, your Instagram timeline, unique and stand out. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, so this is probably the most important topic when we talk about Instagram and marketing your business, is hashtags. Because hashtags, a lot of people don't understand why they're using hashtags and think they're just cool, or some people just think they're really annoying, so the opposite. But hashtags are search terms, and so you want to make sure that you're using hashtags wisely, and you want to make sure that the hashtags are going to be relevant to what you're posting. And so you also want to use them wisely. Okay, you can only have a maximum of 30 hashtags in an entire post. That includes the description of the post and the comments. So keep that in mind when you're putting your hashtags out there. There's a list of popular hashtags that you can Google, but keep in mind when you do those popular hashtags, like one example of a popular hashtag would be fitness. If you hashtag fitness, or you search for the hashtag fitness on Instagram, and then about 5 or 10 seconds later, you just hit that refresh button, it's going to be a whole new list or a whole new group of images that you're going to see. So, those popular hashtags are ones that you can't expect your image to stay there very long. So you want to seek out other hashtags to use that might, stick around a little bit longer. But there are some very unique hashtags out there. And one thing I do want to say about that is, if you come up with your own hashtags, that's awesome, to get your own name out there, but don't go and copy someone else's hashtags exactly, because we're all trying to build a business. And, if we find a cool hashtag and I mean, like, if I see a group of hashtags of the exact same group of hashtags as mine, I know somebody went and just looked at one of my posts and copied my exact hashtags, and that's not cool. You really want to kind of be, like I said, creative and unique, and find your own hashtags to use to target the market that you're looking for. Because what these hashtags do is when you search them, anybody that has hashtag fitness, is their images are going to show up in, that area. Or, hashtag bakery, their hashtags are all going to show up in that same area. So if we're all using the same hashtag as fitness, now I'm just using fitness, that's super popular, so it doesn't really matter. Our images probably wouldn't even show up at the same time because they changed so much there. But if we all hashtag fitness and we have similar images, then people are going to get confused about which image to even click on. So that's what I mean by, kind of finding your own hashtags. Now, there are some that are very obvious and people are going to use. And so that I'm not saying don't use those, but, try to find your own too. The other tip that I have regarding hashtags is to actually put your hashtags in the comments, not necessarily in your description, because then you can always go and delete those hashtags and come back and put new hashtags. And that will actually do something pretty cool that I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. All right. Questions? Any questions out there? I'm not really seeing. Doesn't look like it. Alrighty. All right, so how to find people in Instagram. One thing that you want to do is, people that are influencers in our industry, those are good people to follow so that you can find other people to follow. So, for example, let's take what's popular on TV, Biggest Loser. Okay, that's in, the fitness realm. So if you were to look at like Jillian Michaels, I mean, I know she's not on this season, but that's okay. And look and see what are the type of things that she's posting, because those are the similar things that you want to kind of relate to, because that's kind of your target market, right? People that are into fitness and getting healthy and, those kind of things. And because we are a health and wellness company, and that's relatable. So that's just an example of how you can find people to follow, and then you could follow some of the people that follow her, right? Because that they're interested in her and what she has to offer. The other thing is, if you go from your profile, the image that's in front of you there, and you click on the little wheel at the top, that will allow you to come to the top where it says options up here, and find people to follow. If you click on that, that allows you to connect via Facebook, or even connect via your contacts, so like your email or something like that, because then anybody that's on Instagram that has that email, it will share with you, so you can follow all your Facebook followers or follow everybody in your email contact. That's a good place to start if you're brand new to the Instagram world. And then it also, you can see, it gives you some example suggestions of who to follow as well, based on, what does it say? Based on my followers and based on people I like. Who else I can follow there. So figure out what you want your target market to be, to find your followers. And then you can also use hashtags to find followers. I just talked about hashtags being search engines per se. So if you hashtag fitness and you see a cool fitness picture there, then you can follow that person. So that's the cool thing about Instagram that's unlike Facebook, is that you can follow whoever you want if they're public. If they're private, then it'll tell you that you're requesting permission to follow them, and the person will either accept or not accept you being able to follow them. But in the here, like I said, you can follow so many more people than you would be able to friend on Facebook, which is kind of cool because that broadens your network. Yes. Let's see. All right, so some other tips that I have here are, I already told you how you can link to some of the other social media sites. You see here, I clicked, Facebook when I had my post there. You can save groups of hashtags, like we were talking about, you creating your own hashtags. When I create my own group of hashtags, I usually do about 20. Because 30 is max, and so 20 is a good number. Some people get irritated about seeing all the hashtags, but if you want your images to be seen more, then you can use more. But usually people say to use about 5 hashtags. I usually use about 20. And so you could save those hashtags in like a folder in your phone. So I have like a note, like a sticky note type app that, what's it called? Color Note, I think it's, yeah, Color Note is what it's called. And I have in groupings, so I might have, groups of hashtags for when I post lip and eye cream, groups of hashtags when I post, something that I cooked, or food or baking, or, depending on what it is. I have groups of hashtags, so it's easy and, again, efficient, because we want this to be efficient. You can only follow and unfollow so many people per hour, just so you know. There is a limit. They will stop you from following after so long, so you'll just need to take a break for a while and then go and, come back. A lot of people I see out there that are trying to build their Instagram accounts, they say that they follow about 200 people a day. They follow 200 and unfollow 100. And there is some apps out there too where you can unfollow, see who's not following you back. Insta follow is one that you can use, and I think there's one called Unfollow Me, and those are good apps that you can go in and, like I said, see who's not following you after maybe a week or so or a couple days, and then unfollow them back to make room to follow somebody else, because the maximum amount of people that you can personally follow is 7,500, but you can have unlimited followers yourself. So you want to build up your followers because that's who you are marketing to. There's a cool app that I found, but I just got an email from them that they're going to start charging, I think next month, so at the end of this week. But it's called Latergram, and it's where you can actually schedule Instagram posts, which is kind of cool. And I like it, but the one thing about it, unlike if you're on Facebook and you schedule business posts, the difference with this one is you schedule it and it gives you a notification when it's ready to post. And it is actually an Apple or OIS or whatever app. And so if you don't have an iPhone or an iPad or something like that, then you won't be able to use that app. I haven't found one for Android yet, but because I do have an Android phone, but I have an iPad, so I use it on my iPad. So it schedules you schedule it, and then it reminds you when it's time to post, and you can just hit the post button, and everything could be there already. Some other things. Okay, so some more tips. Here are a couple desktop applications, and I'm actually going to go to one in a second. We have about 5 more minutes here. Iconosquare is one, and that's a free website that you can go and you can see other people's news feeds and and comment from your desktop, which is kind of nice because Instagram is a mobile app, and so you can't really do a whole lot on your computer with Instagram, but with these other applications you can do a little bit more. So Iconosquare and Websta.me is another one. That's the one I'm actually going to take you to. Handling spam. There's a lot of spam on Instagram. It's one of the things that I don't enjoy at all. But you can go through, and if you're, you'll see if you want to make real money, they don't know, that you're making real money or whatever. But if you want to make real money, check out my bio or, message me or whatever. I delete all those comments. And so what you do, it depends on what type of device you're on. If you're on an Android, you have to hard press it, and then an option should come up to delete that comment. If you're on a OIS device, then you swipe it over and a little trash can will pop up. You can also block that user by going to their profile and hitting on a little circle at the top right-hand corner. You can block them. You can report them as spam. I usually don't do that a lot unless they're really stupid and they make me mad and they say rude things on my picture. Then I do that. Another thing you can do, which is really cool, is you can actually reactivate your picture. So earlier when I was saying if you delete hashtags and put new hashtags, you can bring your picture back alive in your news feed or in the search feed, I guess I should say. And so what I mean by that, if you have an image that is out there, and let's say I posted it, 15 weeks ago, and before I would be like, oh, Jamie has a really cool before and after picture, so I would just post it again. Well, instead of posting it again, now what I could do is delete the old hashtags that I had from the comments and go in and put new hashtags, and that will bring it back into the search world of Instagram, even though it's an old image. So that's one thing that you can do too, which I think is cool, by having your hashtags in the comments. All right, I think, yep, that's it for that. So while I come back and get the website up, are there any questions? I know there's a lot there, and let's see. Any questions at all? No? All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, I already pulled this up. So this is going to be the Websta. It's an Instagram web viewer. And I'm going to start out just by showing you the feed and what it looks like. Except I'm looking at it and you can't see it, so let me share with you. All right, so this is my Instagram feed right now, and who has kind of posted what based on the people that I follow. So you can see from here, I can easily like an image or comment on an image. Like if I like that, or, you know, I want to comment and say, you know, that's a cute picture or something like that. I could do that right from, you cannot add. Oh, I don't want to add. I hit the wrong button. Is this the comment button? Well, maybe I can't comment from this one. Or maybe not from this view. Maybe it has to be. So there's a couple different views. There's the grid view, and then there's 3, and then there's the list view. It's probably the list view that I can comment. Yes, there we go. So this is the view that you can actually go in and add your comments to from your desktop. So then you don't have to feel like you're hovering over your phone. If you're working and you're on your computer, then you can do it easy right here. Now, one thing I'm going to show you. This is one of my friends in Atlanta, Valerie. I just think that she does an amazing job with her Instagram. So just to give you an idea of variety, because like I said, you want to share your lifestyle, but you don't want it to all be just it works, join my team, buy some wraps. You know, you don't want it to all be that. You want to mix it up so that you keep people engaged and keep people interested in what you're talking about. And so I think Valerie does a great job of doing this, and I hope she's okay with me sharing her Instagram. It is public, so, but you know, she has, it looks like a training, stuff on her calendar, good morning, but look, here's a facial, here's a before and after picture, just an image of her, you know, it just is, it's a, very diverse in what she posts. It's not all business, it's not all personal, but it's a variety of stuff, you know. And so, you know, she has some health stuff and, you know, so it's just kind of creative. I'll show you mine as well. I can't, and I should have said this in the beginning. I am not claiming in any way to be an Instagram expert. I am really just getting started, but I thought I'd share some of the things that I've learned. And so that's why I went ahead and did this training. So this is mine more recently. You know, me and Jamie, you know, lip and eye before and afters. You know, it's just kind of very a variety. And you can see that I watermark everything. So here, you probably can't even see it small, but see I have Welch wraps even on the sushi that I ate last night. So, you know, and some images I do and some I don't. Like this one, this is not my image. But if I took this image and did something else with it, like this image, then I probably would watermark it. But I didn't. So, you know, but food I make, you know, I watermark that stuff, what it is, because then people aren't just looking at a bowl of pasta. Now they know that it's chicken, bacon, and ranch pasta, you know. And you could see, I was telling you that my friend made me a monogram. So like, you know, this is my monogram. Well, one of them, I have a couple. And so if I see that, that's why you mark that. Any questions? I think I'm gonna kind of wrap this up. I just really wanted to give, like I said, some tips on how to do this, and I don't know if this, Jamie, do you see questions in the comments? I'm gonna give it a second because I know there's about a 45-second delay in the questions and you actually hearing me. So Any questions whatsoever? All right. Well, feel free to message me or something if you do have questions. I'm happy to answer them. If you're just joining us, know that you can actually just scroll the icon back and start from the beginning if you are jumping on a little bit late, which is kind of nice. I will keep this recording up for about a week before I'll take it down, just so you know. I probably won't leave it up for very long. Yep. So if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this was helpful. Give you at least something. I always love that if you can walk away learning one thing, then that's good with me. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Krystal Welch, Triple Diamond Distributor for It Works Global, and you all have an amazing evening. Good night.